Please subscribe, like and share this content. It means a lot to us. Thank you in advance. Cornell Law School. U.C.C. Article 9. Secured Transactions. Part 1. General Provisions. Subpart 1. Short Title, Definitions, and General Concepts. 52. Lien creditor means A. A creditor that has acquired a lien on the property involved by attachment, levy, or the like. B. An assignee for benefit of creditors from the time of assignment. C. A trustee in bankruptcy from the date of the filing of the petition. Or D. A receiver in equity from the time of appointment. 53. Manufactured home means a structure, transportable in one or more sections, which, in the traveling mode, is 8 body feet or more in width or 40 body feet or more in length, or, when erected on site, is 320 or more square feet, and which is built on a permanent chassis and designed to be used as a dwelling with or without a permanent foundation when connected to the required utilities, and includes the plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical systems contained therein. The term includes any structure that meets all of the requirements of this paragraph except the size requirements, and with respect to which the manufacturer voluntarily files a certification required by the United States Secretary of Housing and Urban Development and complies with the standards established under Title 42 of the United States Code. 54. Manufactured home transaction means a secured transaction. A. That creates a purchase money security interest in a manufactured home, other than a manufactured home held as inventory. Or B. In which a manufactured home, other than a manufactured home held as inventory, is the primary collateral. 55. Mortgage means a consensual interest in real property, including fixtures, which secures payment or performance of an obligation. 56. New debtor means a person that becomes bound as debtor under Section 9203d by a security agreement previously entered into by another person. 57. New value means I. Money, 2. Money's worth in property, services, or new credit, or 3. Release by a transferee of an interest in property previously transferred to the transferee. The term does not include an obligation substituted for another obligation. 58. Non-cash proceeds means proceeds other than cash proceeds. 59. Obliger means a person that, with respect to an obligation secured by a security interest in or an agricultural lien on the collateral, I. owes payment or other performance of the obligation, 2. has provided property other than the collateral to secure payment or other performance of the obligation, or 3. is otherwise accountable in whole or in part for payment or other performance of the obligation. The term does not include issuers or nominated persons under letter of credit. 60. Original debtor, except as used in Section 9310C, means a person that, as debtor, entered into a security agreement to which a new debtor has become bound under Section 9203d. 61. Payment intangible means a general intangible under which the account debtor's principal obligation is a monetary obligation. 62. Person related to, with respect to an individual, means A. the spouse of the individual, B. a brother, brother-in-law, sister, or sister-in-law of the individual, C. an ancestor or lineal descendant of the individual or the individual's spouse, or D. any other relative, by blood or marriage, of the individual or the individual's spouse who shares the same home with the individual. 63. Person related to, with respect to an organization, means A. a person directly or indirectly controlling, controlled by, or under common control with the organization, B. an officer or director of, or a person performing similar functions with respect to, the organization, C, an officer or director of, or a person performing similar functions with respect to, a person described in subparagraph A, D, the spouse of an individual described in subparagraph A, B, or C, or E, an individual who is related by blood or marriage to an individual described in subparagraph A, B, C, or D, and shares the same home with the individual. 64. Proceeds, except as used in section 9609b, means the following property: A. Whatever is acquired upon the sale, lease, license, exchange, or other disposition of collateral. B. Whatever is collected on, or distributed on account of, collateral. C. Rights arising out of collateral. D. To the extent of the value of collateral. Claims arising out of the loss, nonconformity, or interference with the use of, defects or infringement of rights in, or damage to, the collateral, or E. To the extent of the value of collateral and to the extent payable to the debtor or the secured party, insurance payable by reason of the loss or nonconformity of, defects or infringement of rights in, or damage to, the collateral. 65. Promissory note means an instrument that evidences a promise to pay a monetary obligation, does not evidence an order to pay, and does not contain an acknowledgement by a bank that the bank has received for deposit a sum of money or funds. 66. Proposal means a record authenticated by a secured party which includes the terms on which the secured party is willing to accept collateral in full or partial satisfaction of the obligation it secures pursuant to sections 9620, 9621, and 9622. 67. Public finance transaction means a secured transaction in connection with which A. Debt securities are issued, B. All or a portion of the securities issued have an initial stated maturity of at least 20 years, and C. The debtor, obliger, secured party, account debtor or other person obligated on collateral, a signer or assignee of a secured obligation, or a signer or assignee of a security interest is a state or a governmental unit of a state. 68. Public organic record means a record that is available to the public for inspection. It is A. A record consisting of the records initially filed with or issued by a state or the United States to form or organize an organization, and any record filed with or issued by the state or the United States which amends or restates the initial record. B. An organic record of a business trust consisting of the record initially filed with the state and any record filed with the state which amends or restates the initial record, if a statute of the state governing business trusts requires that the record be filed with the state, or C. A record consisting of legislation enacted by the legislature of a state or the Congress of the United States which forms or organizes an organization, any record amending the legislation, and any record filed with or issued by the state or the United States which amends or restates the name of the organization. 69. Pursuant to commitment, with respect to an advance made or other value given by a secured party, means pursuant to the secured party's obligation, whether or not a subsequent event of default or other event not within the secured party's control has relieved or may relieve the secured party from its obligation. 70. Record, except as used in, for record, of record, record or legal title, and record owner, means information that is inscribed on a tangible medium or which is stored in an electronic or other medium that is retrievable in perceivable form. 71. Registered organization means an organization organized solely under the law of a single state or the United States by the filing of a public organic record with, the issuance of a public organic record by, or the enactment of legislation by the state or the United States. The term includes a business trust that is formed or organized under the law of a single state if a statute of the state governing business trusts requires that the business trust's organic record be filed with the state. 72. Secondary obliger means an obliger to the extent that A. The obliger's obligation is secondary, or B. The obliger has a right of recourse with respect to an obligation secured by collateral against the debtor, another obliger, or property of either. 73. Secured party means a person in whose favor a security interest is created or provided for under a security agreement, whether or not any obligation to be secured is outstanding. B. A person that holds an agricultural lien. C. A consignor. D. A person to which accounts, chattel paper, payment intangibles, or promissory notes have been sold. E. A trustee, indenture trustee, agent, collateral agent, or other representative in whose favor a security interest or agricultural lien is created or provided for. Or F. A person that holds a security interest arising under Section 2401, 2505, 2711, 3, 2A-5085, 4210, or 5118. 74. Security agreement means an agreement that creates or provides for a security interest. 75. Send, in connection with a record or notification, means a. To deposit in the mail, deliver for transmission, or transmit by any other usual means of communication, with postage or cost of transmission provided for, addressed to any address reasonable under the circumstances, or b. To cause the record or notification to be received within the time that it would have been received if properly sent under subparagraph A. 76. Software means a computer program and any supporting information provided in connection with a transaction relating to the program. The term does not include a computer program that is included in the definition of goods. 77. State means a state of the United States, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the United States Virgin Islands, or any territory or insular possession subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. 78. Supporting obligation means a letter of credit right or secondary obligation that supports the payment or performance of an account, chattel paper, a document, a general intangible, an instrument, or investment property. 79. Tangible chattel paper means chattel paper evidenced by a record or records consisting of information that is inscribed on a tangible medium. 80. Termination statement means an amendment of a financing statement which a. Identifies, by its file number, the initial financing statement to which it relates, and b. Indicates either that it is a termination statement or that the identified financing statement is no longer effective. 81. Transmitting utility means a person primarily engaged in the business of a. Operating a railroad, subway, street railway, or trolley bus. B. Transmitting communications electrically, electromagnetically, or by light. C. Transmitting goods by pipeline or sewer. Or D. Transmitting or producing and transmitting electricity, steam, gas, or water. B. Definitions and other articles. The following definitions and other articles apply to this article. Applicant, Section 5102. Beneficiary, Section 5102. Broker, Section 8102. Certificated security, Section 8102. Check, Section 3104. Clearing corporation, Section 8102. Contract for sale, Section 2106. Customer, Section 4104. Entitlement holder, Section 8102. Financial asset, Section 8102. Holder in due course, Section 3302. Issuer, with respect to a letter of credit or letter of credit right, Section 5102. Issuer, with respect to a security, Section 8201. Issuer, with respect to documents of title, Section 7102. Lease, Section 2A-103. Lease agreement, Section 2A-103. Lease contract, Section 2A-103. Leasehold interest, Section 2A-103. Leasee, Section 2A-103. Leasee in ordinary course of business, Section 2A-103. Lessor, Section 2A-103. Lessor's residual interest, Section 2A-103. Letter of credit, Section 512. Merchant, Section 2104. Negotiable instrument, Section 3104. Nominated person, Section 5102. Note, Section 3104. Proceeds of a letter of credit, Section 5114. Prove, Section 3103. Sale, Section 2106. Securities account, Section 8501. Securities intermediary, Section 8102. Security, Section 8102. Security certificate, Section 8102. Security entitlement, Section 8102. Uncertificated security, Section 8102. C. Article 1 Definitions and Principles. Article 1 contains general definitions and principles of construction and interpretation applicable throughout this article.